Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Today we're going to make a vase arrangement, but we're going to do it in sorority colors. So here at Mississippi State University, it is Rush. So it's when they do all of their recruitment for the sororities, and today we're going to do a Chi Omega colored arrangement. I'm starting out with a glass vase filled with fresh water and a little bit of flower food, and I am going to add some leather leaf to my vase. So I am just going to take my leather, I'm cutting that stem at an angle, and I'm dropping it right down into that vase. Now, I was personally not in a sorority. I went to junior college first, and so I did not join a sorority. But I always said that Chi was my favorite color scheme to be able to do for a sorority. So Chi Omega's colors are yellow and red. And I think they call that, I have no idea what they actually call the colors. Like wheat and crimson or something along those lines, but yellow and red is the color scheme, and it's such a pretty color scheme. It's just so pretty together. So I thought that we would put together an arrangement. Tomorrow is actually bid day, and so we often get several arrangements to go out to the college to congratulate the girls for joining a sorority. And so we just chose this color scheme because I like it. All right, so I added my leather leaf to the base of my arrangement, just right there in the top. Next, we're gonna come in with some bells of Ireland as our line flower. Now, again, their color scheme is yellow and red, but because I don't have any bells of Ireland, I don't have any snapdragons or gladiolus that are red or yellow, we're going to use our bells of Ireland as our line flower. And I said I think it's straw is the color of yellow. They call it straw. So you can drop that in the comments. I am certain that I said all of that wrong. Again, I don't know much about Greek life. So I drop it in the comments. Tell me what was the right answer, the right words for these colors. Okay, so I'm going to use 5 stems of these green bells of Ireland. I love how bells have their own unique personality. They are all twisty and turny, and they kind of do their own thing, which I think is so much fun about a bell, and it gives your arrangement such personality. So there's our bells of Ireland. Next, we're going to come in with some solidago. So solidago is a filler flower, and it is going to give us some bulk to this arrangement, and it's going to help our other flowers stay in place. So I'm just coming around this vase with some solidago. Now, if you've watched me design very much at all, you know yellow is my favorite color, and so I'm certain that that's the reason this color scheme is my favorite. All right, there's some solidago. Got one more stem I'm going to set to the side just in case we need it. Okay, next we're going to come in with some yellow roses. So I believe this is called a confetti rose, and if you look at it close, it's a beautiful yellow, but it has splashes of splashes of red. So it is perfect for a Chi Omega arrangement. Now, all of these roses have been wired, so I am just going to take my rose, and I'm going to start with my height first. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to figure out about where I want that rose to be in my arrangement. So I'm going to take it, cut that stem at an angle, and tuck that rose right in. And if there are any petals that need to be pulled off, just go ahead and pull those off. It's not going to hurt a thing. This is such a pretty rose though. It's a bright yellow. It's a really vivid yellow. And then those little kisses of red just make me happy. All right, so there's our yellow roses tucked into the arrangement. Next we're going to come in with some red Gerbera daisies. So we have some very bright red Gerbera daisies. They do have a dark center, which I just think so pretty. I am going to take these Gerberas and I'm going to take a little piece of florist wire and I am going to wire this stem. So I'm taking that wire and I'm pressing it right into the disc on the back side of the Gerbera, and I'm going to twist that wire right around that stem. Now that's going to allow me to manipulate that flower stem just a little bit. Now Gerberas do come with this little straw on them. I don't love the straw, and it's because it's so dark. It's a really dark green, and so it shows up too much to me in the water, so I don't love that. And the one thing about the wire is I am able to manipulate that head just a little bit to get it to move. Now you need to be very careful because these stems are pretty brittle and they're easy to break. So you do need to be careful when bending that head at all with that wire. All right, so let's see. So I'm going to take one and we're going to tuck it right there. Cut that stem at an angle. And I'm just going to tuck him right down into that arrangement there. Look how bright and happy he is. And then the next one we're going to stagger up. We'll come up a little. And then the next one I'm going to put over here on the back side. We want this arrangement to be pretty all the way around, so we're going to make sure that we take those flowers. Let's see. Sometimes they don't do exactly what you want them to, so you gotta work with them just a minute. All right, so there's those two Gerberas. Next we're going to come in with some bold red carnations. Now carnations are such a fun flower in my personal opinion. They're long lasting and they come in every color in the rainbow and more. They come in all sorts of colors. So we're just going to take these pretty red carnations. I'm taking them and I'm fluffing those petals just a little bit. So you see, this is called, this is the calyx also. So I'm just taking that stem and I am resting it right between my fingers. I'm holding it lightly and I'm brushing those petals. Now the reason you need to hold that between your fingers like that is because if I went to brush it here, I'm very likely going to pop his head off. So very carefully brush those petals. Now, let me warn you that a carnation is really the only flower you can do this with, because you're not going to bruise the petals of a carnation. Now, I am not exactly sure why that is. But you do not ever want to brush other flowers like you brush a carnation. But you can just brush those little petals, and you can do it to this standard size carnation or to a mini carnation and open those blooms right up. So I'll put some of those pretty carnations on the back side. right, so there's our fun carnations, and I love that the red and the yellow is sprinkled all the way through. So it makes such a pretty combination. And then lastly, the last flower we're going to use are these beautiful mums. Now, what I love about these mums, I love this beautiful color. It's so bold and so pretty, but they look, if you look at them close, they look a whole lot like a dahlia. So a dahlia is an expensive flower, and it's not a very hardy flower. They're so beautiful, and we use them often in wedding work. The only problem is that they're just not very long. They're not a very long cut stem life. So the wonderful part about these mums is mums are kind of like a carnation. They're a hardy, long-lived flower, and so it's always nice to be able to substitute a dahlia with a mum and have that same look and feel, but not have to spend as much money, and you have something that's very long lasting. So I'm just going to nestle these mums right into our arrangement. And I'm just going all the way around in this arrangement with those pretty mums. I do love this color scheme. Okay, so there's our mums tucked in. Now the very last thing we're going to do with flowers and foliage is we're going to add a little more foliage to our arrangement. So I have a little bit of seeded eucalyptus that we're going to add down towards the base, and a little bit of aurelia because these are such fun leaves. I'm going to take my floral knife, cut that stem at an angle, and I am just going to tuck this guy right there on the lip of that vase. So see how that kind of gives us a fun movement there. I'm going to take my second stem and do it on the opposite side of my vase. Now I'm just adding this foliage because I like the texture and I like the look that it adds to our arrangement. It just kind of dresses it up some. And I'm going to take, this is one stem of eucalyptus, and I'm going to take and break it into small pieces and just tuck that eucalyptus all the way around in this vase, just right down towards the base of the flower arrangement. That's also giving us some texture, some pretty texture with those seeds, and lots of movement. So see how it kind of moves when the flowers move, or if the wind blows or a fan blows, you'll see a little bit of movement, which I think is so nice. All right, now to finish this arrangement, we're going to add some ribbon, some fun ribbon. So I do have Chi Omega ribbon. I don't have very much, so I'm just going to take this ribbon and I'm just going to make just a couple small loops. So it's not going to have much. Just because I don't have much, I need to look back there and find the rest. But at this moment, this is what I have. Next, we're going to come in with our yellow colored ribbon, and I'm just going to make a few loops with it. So we're just doing some fun loops with our ribbon. It doesn't have to be too much. Okay. And then last, we're going to add our pretty red. All right, so there is our pretty bow that matches our arrangement. I'm going to take a piece of wire, florist wire, and I am going to tie off my bow. And I'm going to use one of the stems that I tossed into the trash bin. I'm going to use that stem as my, my pick to hold my bow. There's my pretty bow. And I just like to nestle that bow right down into that arrangement, and I adjust those streamers a little bit. And there you have a sorority arrangement. Now, of course, we will do arrangements in all the different sorority colors, but I just wanted to kind of show you how we would put together a bid day arrangement using some sorority colors. Guys, thank you for being here. Again, if you know more about the sorority, let me know these colors, the names of these colors. Because I am not exactly sure, and I would love for you to drop that in the comments below, because that would certainly help me out. I hope that you have a wonderful afternoon. If you have any questions about how we do things here at our flower shop, don't hesitate to ask. We are so happy to answer. I hope you have a great day. Do me a favor, be sure to subscribe to our channel. You'll see new videos 2 or 3 times a week. Have a great day, guys.